What is going on, everybody? It's Falchion with you once again, and once again I am here with the Geek Master, back on some Borderless Gaming, bringing you all kinds of information for the past week. Geek, what you have to say to the people?
Welcome to episode 10 of Borderless Gaming.
Episode 10. Did you think
Yes,
we would
sir.
make it this far?
Oh, absolutely.
I had doubts.
Ye of little faith. But I
I
was
had
sure.
doubts.
No. You assured me. I was doubtful at the inception, and we had a secondary conversation, and you thoroughly convinced me.
I don't know how that is, but I'm glad that I did. Been having fun with it. I hope you have been. I hope everybody that watches has been. Before we get into it, and I don't think she's here yet, and hopefully she will come. And if she does, I will apologize to her directly. But I wanted to apologize to Lady A. We had plans to jump on to Outriders this week, and I didn't see her pop on, and then I wasn't feeling well after something that I ate, and totally just missed her, just missed the whole night. So I do apologize. What's up, Lewis? What's up, Evil? Welcome, guys. Glad to see you guys are here this week.
Good evening, guys.
Yeah, I do apologize to Lady A for that. And like I said, I will definitely apologize again if she comes in to the stream tonight. So let's get into it. You have any news for us this week, guys? Anything that piqued your interest?
Oh, come on. You know what the topic of this week is.
Hey, Kimberly. Welcome to the stream.
Good evening, Kimberly. Good evening, Andrea.
Hey, Andrea. Glad to see you're here. So I take it you're talking about Outriders?
Absolutely.
So we'll get to that later. Lewis, I hope you can stick around for it. You'll be happy to know that we were able to capture some gameplay footage to have running while we discuss it. I think it's going to be for everyone a pretty surprising discussion between us. So, yeah. Any other news?
Not for right now. I want to get to this. I do have other things, but I'm going to space them out. Dramatic pause.
All right, then let's go ahead and get into the news and rumors for the past week. So rumors have it that Sony will unlock their storage slot this summer. Finally.
Yes.
I don't know how you feel about it. It's feeling a little too little too late for me. Like the mistake Sony is making for me is that, okay, when I got my PS5, right? And I felt the DualSense controller for the first time, I had made the decision that any game that came to both systems, I was going to look at for the PS5 first, just so that I could play it with the DualSense controller, just so that I could have that little bit more immersion. But with them not unlocking their storage, and I'm out. I can't fit a single more game on my PS5. So with that, everything that I'm going to get now that I might have gotten for PlayStation, I'm just going to get on the Xbox now because I have plenty of storage there. And I feel like Sony really dropped the ball. Now that may change once I stopped feeling salty a little bit after they finally released this and I can expand my storage. But right now, like, I just feel like they didn't care. Like, how was that not the first thing that you were? I don't know how that wasn't unlocked day one on release, right? I've heard. I think you said you thought it might have been like a heat issue,
Yes.
and like that's something that they should have had resolved before launch. Because just Call of Duty alone, right? If you're playing Call of Duty, that's more than half your storage right there. So yeah, I actually completely forgot to bring up the thing. Look, I'm trying, Lewis. I just forgot this time. I have it though. The the article here. Yeah. So yeah, they're hopefully they'll unlock that even sooner than the summer, because even to me, the summer is a little too far off for it. Like I said, I'm out of space and I hate deleting games. I hate having to remove games. That's not something that should really have to happen, in my opinion. Maybe I'm spoiled. It hasn't had to happen in the past too much. I guess towards the end of the PS4, I started getting there. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
I don't think too little too late. I think it is late. It is problematic. For what did you not have this? I mean, in your QA testing, why wasn't this addressed? And then I don't know what waiting. Well, because they are trying to throttle back certain things. I happen to know of that there are certain issues with the PS5 overheating. That was something that was addressed really early. Was that um what was that on Dealer, uh the RDX podcast? They were discussing that some developers behind the scenes was talking about certain things were overheating
Right.
or just getting hotter than they'd like. And so, with an update, they could throttle certain things to set the throttle point for the processor to keep it from overheating. And I think that was the thing with the memory, because it was conspicuously left out of the specifications for the memory. Remember, they kept saying, you could use this SSD, but it had to be up to the Sony specs, but they never said what those specifications were.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that was something they were trying to figure out, what was the sweet spot between speed and the buildup of heat.
Look, Sony, I'm gonna let you know. I'm a writer. You guys send me your stuff to test. I will test it thoroughly and I will write down happily every little bit of information you might feel like you could need. That's what I do whenever I get into a test for a game. That's exactly how I approach it. That's exactly how I would approach anything. If you guys feel like you're somehow short on testers, and I highly doubt that, but I get that there are those people out there that will test something and never report on it. Like, even like we're going to talk about the Outriders demo later. Even that, I, I have pages of notes already, and I'm not even done with checking it out. So I'm telling you, if you need that, feel free to get in touch. I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. But this is, in my opinion, inexcusable, knowing the size of games in this generation. And yeah, like, you got to do better, and I want you to do better because I want that feeling. That is the way that controller feels. Even the little bit of discomfort that controller gives me, and it does give me a little bit of discomfort to use.
Oh wow.
Because it has some sharp edges. I'm willing to go through that to use that controller to get the immersion that it gives, and it gives great immersion. So, yeah, Sony, we can work this out. I'm telling you, you can do better, and I'm happy to help you do better. In other news, Sony mentions their. I don't want to say they've announced it, but I will say that they've mentioned their next VR headset, which is very exciting for me. Um, they say that it's going to be, it's going to have better tracking, which is good. It definitely needed that. Better resolution, and they need that to keep up. And only one wire this time. It had a mess of wires before in a little box, and this, that, and the third, and yeah. So that's good. People says storage should have been one of the top priorities for launch day, and I absolutely agree with you on that. It for them to not um for them not to have done that is annoying, to say the least.
Objective view. Is it possible? Good evening, Cheryl. Is it possible
Hello,
that
Cheryl.
yes, Cheryl, who missed the whole VR segment that was directly pointed at her, but I
Oh, okay,
digress.
okay.
Um,
Okay.
is it possible that they want you to get used to the mechanic of um switching games between the legacy USB external drives and the SSD? Because with the size of games, even with a 1 terabyte SSD, you're not going to be able to load all of the games that you have on that SSD and have it available. So at some point, this is going to become a thing where we as the gamers have to learn to jockey the games back and forth between the internal storage, the SSD, and our external storage. It's unfortunate, but with the size of it, it's just necessity.
If that's the case, then why have it? Why have that drive that's so easy to access, right? Like, you don't need it. If you want me to get used to going back and forth between, and don't do that, Sony. I promise you, if you do that, I'm done with you. Don't do that. If you want me to get used to going back and forth between a small drive and a larger drive, or a faster drive and a slower drive, and look, see, just even trying to speak about it is too much. No, don't do that. Geek, you're giving them bad ideas. I'm about to
What's
kick you off the
what's
show.
no, sir. Because you said don't do it, but isn't that where we are? No matter what you do, you're not going to have enough storage, given the size of games, given the years that the life expectancy of this generation of consoles. You're never going to have enough space.
No, so Lewis is exactly right. A larger SSD, and they're coming. They're coming.
Of course, they're coming.
I heard. Okay, so for a 4 terabyte SSD to add to what they already have should be enough to let me get through the generation, right? This generation. Now, here's the thing. if I'm not playing a game anymore, if I'm not going back to that game, I'm happy to remove it from my drive, right? And so I play a game, whether I enjoy it or not. If I didn't enjoy it, I'm more than happy to remove it from my drive, right? If I enjoyed it and I beat it and I'm not going back to it, I'm happy to remove it from my drive, right? But for me to get a game like, let's say, Call of Duty and all its mess, which is up to like 500 gigs now, Outriders, Spider-Man, give me one more game, any game for the PlayStation.
What is that Ratchet and Clank one?
Okay, Ratchet. Yeah, okay, great. So right there, we just named 4 games, and that's probably about too many games to go on the hard drive right now. So these, all right. So Call of Duty is out right now. Haven't beat it, but it's a multiplayer. So if my friends want to jump on it, I don't want to be in a situation where oh, sorry. See, that's why I don't do it, geek. Because I forget. I don't want to be in a situation to where my friends are like, we're jumping on Call of Duty, come play. And then I gotta wait 15 minutes to download it. Right? Now, you're gonna say your instant reaction is probably gonna be, well, the downloads are way faster now. But the games are way bigger, so they're still gonna take time. And it's still gonna take Call of Duty with as fast as my internet is. I have great internet. Thank you to my wife for that. She looks out for me on that. I have the console, but it's still going to take at least 15 minutes. So you telling me I jump on and you want to wait 15 minutes for me to download this game to play? What if you have limited time? What if you got to go to work? Right? So
I
I'm
think you're
cutting
misunderstanding me.
Okay, go.
I think you're thinking that I'm saying to re-download it, to delete the game. I'm saying the difference between moving it between external storage and internal, because you can't play the new generation, the now current generation games on the external, on either console, PlayStation or Xbox, if it's made for the Series X. In order to take advantage of the speed benefits of this new architecture on both systems, you have to do it from the internal.
Got you, Lewis. Sorry, go ahead.
So I'm just thinking to jockey it between the SSD onboard or that proprietary cartridge on the Series X and your external storage. That's where I think moving that, because there was a big thing done by Digital Foundry on looking at the speed of doing exactly that.
And it's less. I saw, and should I have to go through all that work to play a game? Like, honestly, should I have to? Like, I don't have to go through all that on my Xbox right now, right?
No, because you have like 8 terabyte external, right?
No, let's forget about the lesser hard drives. I'm talking about the internal hard drive and the external or a little USB card that I have for my Xbox right now. Right? So at some point, I acknowledge that I'm going to have to get a bigger hard drive, a bigger external hard drive for that, as far as a bigger card when they start releasing those. And I heard that there are plans for third parties to start releasing those. I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that the PlayStation is going to come out hopefully this summer or earlier. They're going to come out with an SSD that's In the beginning, you're just going to be able to get that 1 terabyte. But at some point, they're going to make larger drives, and I'm going to have to go back and get one to be able to hold all the games for these systems. I acknowledge that. So, but should I have to go through buying other, like, not SSDs or what, other drives that I can't play the game off of on the system, so that I have to switch back and forth? Should I have to go through all that to play my games, and then to be able to play them like Evil said here, like he's saying that it would take him nearly a day to install a game, right? And I know he's being facetious or whatever, but some people aren't. Like some people, that's for real. That's serious. Like they have internet or whatever that's so slow that it will take them a long time to download a game. But more to your point, should I have to be ready to jump back and forth between drives to play games? Should I have to plan out now? Now you can call me and say, hey, let's play, right? Okay, I'll be on in a minute, right? Or I can plan to play. All right, at 2:00 today, I'm planning. Now, do I have to plan another extra few minutes so that I can switch things around? And I got to figure out, okay, so me and Geek are planning to play Outriders at 2:00, but I got to shoot right after that, I have to shoot a Call of Duty video. And then after that, I got plans on playing with J Law or Evil Scotsman or Lewis Online or whomever else. So now I got to shuffle all these games around, hoping that I can get them into a position. And listen to what I'm saying here. Hoping that I can get them into a position that I can play one after the other without having to reshuffle everything again. Like if that's their plan, if that's the future of all this of gaming, that's bad. Like they need to really rethink all that. And so if that's the case, why in the world would PlayStation put on the PS5 a hard drive that only has a little over 600 gigs of usable space? Like they didn't even put, if you want to look at the whole thing, they didn't even put a full terabyte drive in the system. How do you not do that? Your competition is doing it. So Microsoft wasn't thinking about cost. They at least put a full terabyte drive in. But you're not.
Their system, remember, let's go back to right before the launch of the systems. When we were talking about the specifications of the systems, it was about cost. We already know that both systems are being sold at a loss. Your business model cannot withstand larger losses than what you're already at, and that your business model. And to add this memory, remember, this is not normal architecture memory, which meaning 3.0. We're going towards 4.0, which they don't even have that on. Well, they're just now starting to implement that on Intel motherboards. That comes at a cost. There's extra lanes that's associated with it, which is going to help us with graphics and just throughput. When you look at that Ratchet and Clank demo that they showed, you know, they were showing it seamless going to those different worlds. So now, in order to have memory that can keep up with that kind of processing or throughput, bandwidth, actually throughput, they need to go with the latest spec. And so that comes at a cost that they weren't ready to eat at that early stage. And now that you got some manufacturing going on, that cost is going to come down. Another opinion of mine is that one of the things that's holding their release of it back is the chip shortages that have been spoken about, getting it to market. We're already having a hard time getting the system itself. And now you're going to add difficulties with the people who do have the system and getting the memory. That's you're adding frustration. So I think they just made the decision, let's just hold off on for a minute. And now that preempts the complaints that you know are going to come. I couldn't find the system. Now I can't find memory. Why couldn't you just, delay this whole thing? So let's just do it, in steps. And that's what I think, my opinion of how the decision making was done. Or at least that's the only explanation I can come up with. They should have delayed. See, even J Law, as I'm saying it, J Law is saying exactly what I was thinking. And it's not just J Law. There's a whole school of thought that says, why didn't they should have just delayed this? Plank's statement 2 weeks ago about you being one of the only 4 people that have the next generation consoles, which is still a thing. Even though I have to admit there was an opportunity to get it last week for me, and I missed out on it just because, life happens. I had other responsibilities. And no one should have to jockey games back and forth. I don't know, guys. I mean, look at the cost of Microsoft's expansion. That cartridge that you put into the Microsoft system, you're adding $220 to the cost of an already expensive system. I mean, not so expensive. It's $500. I don't know, Lewis. A lot of people are going to do it piecemeal, and that's not such a bad thing. I mean, that's what we have to do at this moment right now. We have to piecemeal it because you just can't go in and buy that bundle, or there's very few people, especially in the middle of this these trying times. I'll leave it there. So what is it that okay, now Lewis, you're talking out of both sides. On one hand, you say you want to do it, but then on the other hand, you say that's expensive. And that's the point exactly, is piecemeal it. Get the system, and then you can start looking at peripherals. And now we're talking about the storage, but we haven't even touched, we did last week touch about the controller issue. So it's coming at a cost.
All right, sorry about that. You defending Sony like your name was J Law made me a little sick to my stomach. I had to go vomit. No, I'm just playing. No, I got sick, but that's not the reason why. I apologize, guys. But I'm back. Thanks for holding it down.
Yes, sir.
I agree with I'm playing catch up here. I agree with J Law in that they should have delayed actually probably both systems until this summer, but they probably wouldn't have done it. So they should have delayed both systems until holidays of this year because they just weren't ready. It was just a little bit too soon. And as much as I love the systems and I want to have them in hand and everything, I'd rather not only for me to have them in hand, but everybody to have them. Like everybody's struggling to to uh to get the systems. Although my wife did come in just before the show and tell me that the she saw that Target had PS5s just up the road, or not PS5s, Xboxes just up the road from where we live. So that was pretty incredible. I didn't know she was checking it out, but sorry, I'm trying to catch up here, catch my breath. That was unexpected.
You know, also we're talking about I'm am I J Law right now defending the PlayStation?
Nah. Like
Um, go ahead.
it's not about defending the PlayStation. PlayStation is great. Love the PlayStation. Uh, but I do wish that they would have put a little more thought into or prioritize things a little bit more um, as far as this launch and thinking about what people are going to need to be able to get and play games. Like I'm lucky enough that I can choose where to get and play a game. And like Evil said, he said he thinks that we have faster internet than he does in the UK, but I honestly thought that they did. I thought that they had like better regulated internet so that theirs was faster, but I guess I could be wrong. Um, but to have to, like you said, like you were saying, juggle games back and forth to be able to play. And I know what I'm talking about is first world problems, right? Like who cares in the grand scheme of things if you have to juggle things? But like I think about the people who have almost no time. I'm talking about people who have to pay to win games, right? So if you get on the topic of loot boxes and everything, or what they're calling time savers, okay, so you have things in games now that people can pay to save time to play games, but now you're adding more time because now they have to uninstall or move or shuffle games around to be able to play, and that's just that just seems messed up to me. Like I'd I'd prefer to go back to a point where where they were just putting the whole game on a cartridge and we were playing like that, rather than having to shuffle things back and forth to be able to play a game.
Don't get
Personally,
me wrong. I agree. I don't want to shuffle. That's not what I want to do. But then I'm looking at it without me buying an 8 terabyte uh 4.0 SSD. What's the alternative?
yeah, and it might come to that. I mean, like you said, because even just thinking about what a 1 terabyte M.2 SSD cost is crazy. Um, that's uh, what was it, 220 or something like that? $220.
For
And
the for the Xbox, it's 220.
and so for the PlayStation, it's going to be 230 then, because it's the SSDs are just that's what they cost, $230. Last I checked. And Lewis makes a good point here. Like maybe it's time to really start utilizing the cloud, um, to where we're just. But I don't know because the problem with the cloud is, do you really own a game or are you just renting it? Because if something, look at Stadia, if they go out of business, then all those games that people own on Stadia that are in the cloud are gone. They can't access those games anymore. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, to be honest with you, other than
And again, the cloud. Well, it depends on which way he's talking about. If you're talking about using the cloud for storage, we run into the problem that you just said. If you're talking about the cloud to just hold the games while you switch, now you're back to the problem of internet speed.
So,
And what happens if I'm playing you on a snow day, which is when people's internet team, tends to get choppy. Now I'm going to keep getting kicked out of the division. If you and I are playing Breakpoint, you're going to switch between you and I as a team and those AI teammates jumping in because
right.
I got disconnected.
That's a good point. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, and I just know that there needs to be a solution.
Falchions a shill for the Stadia. Is that what you're
Shoot,
trying to say?
I'm a shill for leaving Stadia alone. I've been telling people from the beginning, don't mess. And actually, we have, yeah, there's going to be some more talk about Stadia coming up. So don't worry, just sit back and relax.
How come we're not hearing more about Luna, Falchion?
For me,
Yes.
it just doesn't come up in the news. I think Amazon, as far as that goes, they're doing the kind of the right thing. They're sitting back quietly, working on it, right? And trying to improve it, trying to get games for it, because right now there just isn't enough games, and you can arguably say, excuse me, that there's not enough games for the Xbox, there's not enough games for the new PlayStation, but these are systems that are already established. They already have, and they have a huge back catalog of games, especially the Xbox, where you can go all the way back to the very beginning of the Xbox on this new system. So I think Luna is just right now trying to build their library, trying to build themselves quietly before at some point Amazon, I'm sure, will come out in a hard and with a hard push to try to sell it a lot more, at least to compete with the likes of xCloud or cloud gaming, as they like it to be called now, and Stadia and uh, the Nvidia one. I can't remember the name of it right now. You guys are just getting it, Evil? Like, I've had Luna for 3 months now.
Right.
They pushed it for. They sent it to me for a trial like 3 months ago. And, I mean, it's good. Some good actually. So Evil, I'll tell you guys, Evil. He likes the big name titles for sure, but he will also. He's a person that got me into like these smaller titles that I would never have really thought about playing. Like for instance, like the Mud Runner series. And Luna has a lot of those titles that you like, Evil, for sure, and it runs really well. So, and if you look at it, Stadia went kind of the PlayStation route as far as their controller goes. So it's got the form factor of the PlayStation, while Luna has the form factor of the Xbox. So you probably even like that, but you don't even need it. You can just use one of your Xbox controllers for sure. Um,
Wow, I didn't realize they were that far behind us.
I didn't either. That's shocking. Like, but that's what you get. I could finally get to say we got something first. So, if you don't know, the main thing is Evil and I race together, and they always, always, always get the racing titles first. And so I'm always late. And so finally we got something first. Good. I'm glad. But yeah, so like I said, Sony mentions that their new VR headset is coming. Or yeah, and they mentioned all the cool like little features for it and everything, how it's going to be better. The fact that it's just going to have one wire is probably the biggest thing. And that's more for me though. I don't even know how you feel about VR, like seriously.
I really want to get into it, but
I got a sticker that I didn't get.
is that look at the all the different VR headsets that are coming out, and I'm not sure the right place to jump in. Is it PlayStation VR? Is it Quest 2? Look at how they just discontinued the Quest 1. I have a headset for my phone, the VR headset for my phone, and then they keep coming out with new phones. And this my Note 20 Ultra just barely fits in the Quest VR. The Gear VR is what it's called for the phone.
Right.
So the next phone model that comes out, will it fit?
I don't know. I think you're probably the only person still using a phone to play VR, to be honest with you. Like, the Quest, in my opinion, is the best place to go if you're just starting off. There are definitely better systems out there than the Quest, but the Quest is a complete system. It's all around. So if you want to do PC VR, you can hook it up. Even now, just as of 2 days ago, you can now hook it up wirelessly to your computer and run your PC VR games, or you can use it as a standalone headset. It's missing features like some over the ear or on ear or just off ear headphones. It just has a. This isn't my Quest. This is my Rift, but the speakers are here and they get channeled down.
Enlarge that so I can see what you're showing.
Sorry, I always forget about this stuff. So here, let me do this. So this is my Rift S, but it has the same basic speakers where the speakers are here, right? And so the sound gets funneled down this track here of the strap and into my ear that way. And a lot of people don't like that, but it's a cost saving thing. And so there are, like I said, there are some shortcomings with the Quest, but in the overall, you get far more, and not to mention, it is the least expensive VR headset out there today. So, but if you have a PlayStation and you're all about PlayStation games, that may be the way you want to go. Another thing is Oculus got purchased by Facebook, so now Facebook owns it, and a lot of people don't like Facebook. A lot of people, and you have to link your Oculus account to your Facebook, or vice versa, or however that works. And if you don't do it, you can't even use the Oculus Quest 2. So that's a thing for people. So it is what it is. It's pretty much like console gaming. Wherever you feel most comfortable doing it, you just may have to pay a little bit more or something. But yeah, but that was more for me though, anyways, because like I said, I don't know anybody else that plays VR. Well, that's not true. Hollywood has VR. He plays, so we play together sometimes. But that's it.
There she is. She made it.
In other news, Sony's Days Gone is launching on Steam. surprised Plink isn't here, but I think he's playing Destiny right now. I saw. So what do you think about that? Sony games are now going to the PC. Sony exclusives. That's what do you think about that? CJ says he can't stand Facebook.
A lot of people feel that way, J Law.
Before you get into this, since we have Lady A here, I want to give her apology that I owe her. I'm sorry. The other day I know we were supposed to play Outriders, and I didn't see you jump on, and then kind of like today, dinner didn't sit too well for me, and I got sick and wasn't feeling well, and so I totally, sincerely apologize. I hope we can hook up on it sometime soon or on another game or something. But I do want to acknowledge that I stood you up on that game, and I apologize. I did not mean to. I didn't see you pop back on it. It may be that you just never ended your stream, so it never alerted me that you were back. I know you were going to go rent out your sister. Pick your sister up from the rental place. Joke between us. So again, I do apologize. I didn't mean to stand you up. I absolutely acknowledge that I did, and I apologize. So yeah. Again, sorry. So now, Geek. Thoughts?
Well, now I got to get my apology in because she sent me like 3 invitations that I didn't see till after she got offline. And I was like, oh, wow. But that's just me being me not being familiar with the PlayStation and their whole notifications to or invitations for getting in a party. And there's Plank.
All right, Lewis. Thanks for stopping by. That's too bad. I really wanted him to see the gameplay of
Yeah, I wanted to get his opinions on Battlefield 6.
Dude, Ghost of Tsushima on PC would be amazing. And I guess it's possible.
Wow. Yeah, the thought of that.
But yeah, it's cool that I know a lot of people are upset about it. I saw a video. What's his name? I think his name is Soldier V. Maybe the V is supposed to be a 5. I don't know. I've never actually heard him say his name, so I'm not sure. But he was talking with his son on a video about exclusive games going to the PC, and he's really upset about it. Like, he said that he spends his money to have these exclusive. He bought a PlayStation for its exclusives. He bought an Xbox for its exclusive, and he has a PC for when he just wants to game, right? Like, that's his main gaming area. But I think he's looking at it all wrong, because if you like Days Gone, if Days Gone is a game that you enjoy, then I would think that you would want the game to be on PC, like, or anywhere, because now this is about to breathe new life into Days Gone, and now you know whether you decide to play it on PC or continue playing it on PlayStation. You know that now that it's going to be popular somewhere else, Sony is going to keep up with that game, keep making it better, keep improving on it. So that's the way I look at it. I don't know how anyone else looks at it, or how you look at it, Geek. Or if you're the type of person who feels like games should be exclusive and stay exclusively where they are.
The whole point of this channel is game anywhere, game everywhere. So where a game is, to me, fortunately for you and I, we usually get both consoles. So we can play anywhere, right? So I don't preference one platform over another. And so for me, having it everywhere is always a good thing. That's just more chances for me to play with my friends wherever they are. Um, so I want to get away from any kind of system elitism. So J Law, I hope you were sitting when I said that. I didn't want to hurt your heart, but whether it's here or there, that's never a matter for me. I want the gaming experience, and let me see which one is the better. And I don't want to make any PC master race statements. So I'm gonna back off of that. So we're gonna just say that having it somewhere else is a good thing. That's more players that get to experience it. There we go.
I absolutely agree with Evil Scotsman in that I think that any multiplayer game for sure should be crossplay. Like, there's no reason. I mean, you're trying to, and I get the companies want to make money.
J-Wall.
They got to have their spoon in every pot or whatever to make as much money as possible. But in the long run, I think you're going to get more out of. I think you're going to get more out of your game, and I'm talking about even sales, than you are if you're splitting them up, for the simple fact that suddenly you're going to have less people that are bagging on your game because they can't play your game, right? And for as much as we want to believe that people that review these games, and I'm talking about, honestly, it's probably everybody, but not every single person, but across all spectrums is what I mean. But I'm talking about people who review a game because they have an Xbox, right? And so anything that comes out on PlayStation, they won't even play it, but they'll bag on it because it's only on PlayStation, right? They'll make video quote unquote reviews or whatever, or put their opinion about a game out there that they've never even played because they don't even have the system to play it. But we're all so attuned nowadays to hating what we don't have as far as systems go that we're ready to just say anything about it, true or not. And that's unfortunate. And if companies realize that, hey, we can let you play the game anywhere, and across platforms, then people are gonna praise that for sure.
This coming from the guy who's in love with Piss Station. Don't start that, J-Law.
Here we go. Oh Lord. But let's push on to other news, because I know you want to actually. You know what, Jay already said it. He doesn't want to hear anything more about Stadia, so we'll skip all the Stadia news. I did want to put this up real quick though. Killed by Google. Remember for the past few weeks, I've been talking about it. There's a website that tells you all the things that Google has killed prematurely, including like Stadia. And so here you go. This is the website listing everything that Google has killed prematurely. This is a lot of stuff. And I am afraid for you guys that, especially you, J-Law, because I think J-Law secretly has a Stadia, and he's just not, he doesn't want me to bag on him about having a Stadia or having Stadia. But yeah, we're still going. Stadia, I think Stadia is going to be on this list within a year, probably, something like that because, yeah. And we're still going. These are all the things that Google killed prematurely that they paid a lot of money for. Almost at the end, but not quite there yet. I'm gonna take a nap. No. So there you go. Like, so for sure, Google kills a lot of stuff. Google's a killer. Don't look at. Don't mess with Stadia. That's all I'm saying. Whatever J Law says. So, okay. Let's get into this. We have Plink here. We have Lady A here. I don't know if Evil tried the demo for Outriders, but so all right, here you go. Added to the stream. What'd you think?
Surprise. I couldn't believe in speaking to you how you felt versus I hate it. I forced myself to play it again today. I hate it.
Okay. So let's be honest about it. This is not my kind of game, right? Not my type of game, not my kind of gameplay. Not what I'm into as far as games go. Okay, so good. That's another person we can get into this. Lady A, what did you think? Here goes Plank. Plank thought it was a decent game. Isn't super innovative, but it was okay. All right. You hated it. What'd you think, Lady A? I know she played it as well. Here's some gameplay of Plank and I playing it. Lady A says she thought it was fun. I agree with Plank. It plays like a combo of other titles. But I'm gonna really break it down for you. My opinion of this game. And I'm sorry, but we're definitely going over time today because there's a lot to discuss here. So I don't like this type of game, right? I don't like what's called what Plank has aptly named a number shooter, right? Where you're shooting for numbers, not shooting realistically, right? I also don't like games that pretend to be something that they're not. That is even a bigger thing. A number shooter I can get with if what I'm shooting is not human, right? So if I'm on an alien planet and I'm shooting alien creatures and I don't know the strength or the armor of those alien creatures compared to what I have as a weapon, then I can agree that it may take a clip to kill a creature, right? So I liked this game well enough, right? So, and I know you thought I was going to absolutely hate this game. I had fun. I hope Plank agrees we played. I hope he agrees we had a good time playing the game together as a little team, going through and doing the thing, right? The characters are definitely bullet spongy. That's a known trait of this type of game, right? but they weren't more bullet spongy than The Division. And I can't stand that a human. If I walked up to you right now, I can throw a rock. I can throw a rock that's this big and hit you in the head. I can throw that rock hard enough to kill you, right? My own human strength hitting you in your head with the rock, I can kill you with it. I have that strength, right? So the fact that a game like The Division, and I'm not bagging on your game, Division is a great game. Not saying that it's not. A game can be great, but it also, without being the type of game that I like or having mechanics that I like. Okay? I acknowledge that. Right? So I'm not bagging on it, but the thing that really keeps me from being able to really get into The Division is I can shoot a dude in the head with a full clip, human being, and he's still coming after me. That bugs me. That bugs me to no end. It shouldn't be that way. You once asked what my problem with Destiny is. I don't really have that much of a problem with Destiny. My issue with Destiny is personal between me and Destiny, right? Most people will not have experienced what I experienced with Destiny. I was on the alpha testing of Destiny, right? The private, by invitation only, NDA testing of Destiny. And it is not the same game now that it was then. So Destiny pulled a great bait and switch on me. And I'm not arguing that, Jay. Division is an awesome game. I don't doubt that. It just has mechanics that I personally don't like. That's it. But they are humans. You're fighting other human beings in that game. You're not fighting aliens. You're not fighting even zombies. Those are other people. Right? Those are other people in that game that you're fighting against in The Division, right? Unless I'm missing something and I got it all wrong. Tell me that, because it's possible I can be a little crazy at times. Am I wrong that you're fighting other human beings in The Division?
Yes. It's mano a mano. Yes.
Right. So the fact that I can't shoot somebody in the head, or the fact that I have to clip somebody, put a clip in somebody's head before they die, bugs me. If in real life, and that's what, and that's my problem, and that is it. That is it. I think you probably were in the alpha with me. I think
Yes.
that's probably it. It is my problem, and that's why I will never say that it's a bad game. It is not a bad game. It's a great game. If I don't look at what bothers me about it, the game is awesome. Same about Destiny. If I don't look at my time in the alpha with Destiny, where the shooting was way different than it is now, Destiny is an awesome game, right? My problem is, to me, Destiny got me with the bait and switch. They let me believe it was going to be this, and when it came out, it was that, right? Okay, and I think that probably happens all the time, right? But I can be finicky about things. I admit it. These are my shortcomings, right? I don't like these games, or I keep saying I don't like. It's not that I don't like them. They're not my kind of games, and I don't play them as much as I would because of my shortcomings. Has nothing to do with the games. It's my fault. It's my issue. I'm not saying that they need to change anything. It's my issues. Just like there are a lot of people, there are people in this chat right now, Lady A, shout out, tell me, be honest, that don't like the way I play Ghost Recon, right? Would you say before, Geek, I make it hard for the sake of being hard? I don't feel that way, but that's just the way I like to play the game. And
yeah, he does.
J Law says I need to play The Sims. You're kind of right. I need to make everything, and that's what I do. That is my problem. I try to make everything that I play a sim, right? Even Evil Scotsman will tell you when I race, I turn off everything on the HUD that I wouldn't see in real life, right? Puts me at a huge disadvantage, but that's the way I like to play games. So, again, these are my failings. I'm not saying that the Division has any problems. I'm saying there's a problem between me and the Division. There's a problem between me and Destiny, right? It has nothing to do with the games. It's my own fault. It's me. It's not them, right? So this game, luckily, so Geek told me, Geek, my wife is a little bit mad at you about this. No, not really. Geek told me that this game was coming out at midnight when it was actually coming out at noon. So at midnight, I was up trying to get the game downloaded and everything, and when I couldn't, I started watching videos on it, right? Yeah, see, and that's just it. It's just my preferred way of doing things, and Geek will say that I make things hard for the sake of being hard. I don't think that's the case, but it's a fair argument.
Lady A, don't encourage him.
But so because the timing was off by 12 hours, I stayed up all night and all the next day and everything trying to, and that's probably didn't help with me getting sick later that night. But anyways, and I was just watching videos on it. And so they were very open and honest about what kind of game this is. It's a numbers game. So something that doesn't appeal to me, right? That's one thing that doesn't appeal to me. To gain health, you have to kill, right? You have to be killing to gain health. What kind of sense does that even make? So I'm hurt, right? But I got to stay in the fight. I got to stay up and shooting and and keep getting shot to heal. That doesn't even make sense. But they were honest about it. They were upfront about it, so I expected it. So I knew what I was getting into. It's very run and gun. They say if you die or if you hide, you die. They say that.
They put that up front, yes.
I am not a run and gun shooter type of person. I, for one thing, always carry a sniper rifle, right? And I like being in cover and taking shots from cover. That's my preferred gameplay style. But they said, and it's true, because I tried it, if you stay in cover, you will die. I tried staying in cover and I died. Right? Plank will tell you he had to pick me up a lot. Right? So, but because I knew exactly what I was getting into, I could take this game at its word, and I didn't have to be frustrated about the things that happen. And if I'm not frustrated by the things that happen, I can just relax and at least enjoy it. Now, am I saying I'm about to drop my $60 or $70, depending on which system I would get this for? for this game? Probably not. I mean, unless everybody is playing it, probably not. But am I gonna try and catch Lady A on this demo at some point before it goes down? I hope so. I hope we can get on there. I would love to be able to test the features of the crossplay that this game has. See, and I have a problem. I have a problem doing that. I almost said with that, but I don't have a problem with that. I'm fine with people doing it. But I myself have a problem going into a run and gun mode. I'm not good at it. Just to be honest with you, I'm not good at it. Like, especially even if you watch this gameplay, you might see where if somebody runs up on me, it will throw my aim off. That's my big problem with it. If somebody gets too close to me, it throws my aim off. I misread the situation a lot. So, but yeah, I enjoyed playing the game because I could just sit back, relax, and enjoy it. You know, like I said, the Division to me has a bit of an identity crisis going on with it, where it doesn't seem like it knows what it wants to be, whether it wants to be an RPG or a shooter. And sure, you can be something in between, and I guess that's exactly what it is. But you know, and then the Destiny series, I feel like I kind of got bait and switched, and that has left a bad taste in my mouth. And J-Law, for as much as you say I can't shoot, I'm like 100,000 times the shooter that you are. So I'm cool with you saying I can't shoot, but just remember that means you're 100,000 times worse. So yeah, deal with it, brah. But that's my take on the game, right? So I'm surprised that you didn't like it because, again, it's exactly what it says, and it is a mixture. I feel like this is a mixture of Destiny, of the Division, of Gears of War, and something else that I can't remember off the top of my head. Go.
I never like whenever a game starts telling me how to play it, you can't tell me open world and then tell me, but do it this way.
Oh, okay, did they say that this is open world? Because this is not an open world game. But I've never heard them say that it was open world either.
Open in the sense that you don't have to do it in a specific order.
Okay.
Once you get past, there is a story which is very linear. And then once you get past that, there are these quests, and there's another name for it that I forget right this moment that you do, and then those you can do in any order that you choose. So, but that you got a run and gun mechanic is again, like I said, there's nothing wrong with the game. I don't I'm not hating on the game as much as it's just not a game that I want to play. It's a good game for those that like it, but it's just not how I prefer to play it. And I was playing it earlier, and it felt like difficult for the sake of being difficult. I'm in a room, I kept everybody in front of me, and people came out of holes in the wall behind me just so that you couldn't stay in cover.
Right.
They have grenades, but you don't. It's like little things that it's not my thing. I like military shooters, but I like modern military shooters. I don't like World War II uh, scopes and weapons, and that's just my preferred play style. So again, I'm not hating on the game. I just go, this is not for me. So unless Faustin says, it's a GSA mandatory order that the team is here, so come, I could see where I'm gonna skip it. So be prepared, Lady A. When I start with the BS, you know what? They didn't have it at my GameStop. They probably didn't because I didn't look. Just know it's one of those games. That's what it is.
So yeah, so that's surprising because there's actually an absolute role reversal between the two of us. I honestly fully expected you to be all about this game, and I fully expected that I would absolutely hate it, but I didn't think it was bad. Yeah, like there are definitely some issues with the game, the mechanics of the game, but I think that's what the demo's for, to be reporting back on all this stuff. And I love that they did that. It's publishers need to be doing that all the time again. I remember they used to do it a lot back in the day where you'd get a little short demo before a game came out, and then you knew if you wanted to get that game. But so yeah, I am working on like my own personal report. I know I'm not getting anything for testing this game outside of the pleasure of being able to play the game, but nonetheless, it is my full intention to write a full and complete report on everything that I experienced. Like on the PS5 for me, it ran really bad. Like it ran really bad. I was surprised how bad it ran, especially compared to a PC or whatever. But yeah, I'm surprised. I thought you were gonna come back with chocolate and roses for this game, honestly. And for you to say that you weren't into it, shocking. I know Lady A just heard you say that, and she went exactly like this. Wait,
It would help if I could see what this is.
she went exactly like this. Okay, okay, that's what she does. That's Lady A right there for sure. But
I thought she
yeah,
would have more likely been to say, "Oh fudge," because that's a Lady A-ism.
but yeah, yeah, and this boss fight, that's something actually, oddly enough, I've not experienced much in games, and probably because I do play the sniper role more often than not. As far as it's not very often that I ever run out of ammo, but that happened a lot in this game. Evil said when I played on PC, I had issues in the social space, but in the open world was fine.
Okay.
I didn't have any issues at all as far as now. I don't see it so much here in this playback right now, but I had issues. This was a stream. I had issues while streaming it, but outside of that, on the PC, I didn't have any issues. On But on the PlayStation, there were many issues, lagging issues for me, and then I haven't had a chance to try it on the Xbox as of yet. I was hoping to be out of. I was actually hoping to be able to capture some video for this stream for that, but I just ran out of time. And I would hate to, like, you wouldn't even get 2 steps into the mission because I'm so very much better than you at shooting. And like, I don't understand why you just continue to want to embarrass yourself on the stream like this. Like, this could have been a thing that was between us. Like, nobody else had to know. But I understand you want to let people know that, oh, okay, everybody, J Law sucks at gaming, and in fact at all kinds of gaming. So I don't want to really say don't play with him, but don't play with him. There you have it. There you go. Happy now? I've told the world. He streamed. Okay, so maybe no, because I didn't stream. I tried to stream the PlayStation, but I couldn't get it to work.
Really?
Yeah. For some reason, my capture card wasn't picking up. It was picking up the sound, but it wasn't picking up the video. I don't know what's going on. I got to figure that out. See, and why don't you go ahead and tell them about building fences, Blink? Like, seriously. Okay, so now Evil wants to jump in on me, and see, with Evil though, it's just a matter of I don't want anybody's herbals in my mouth, is what it is. So yeah, but yeah, I thought it was an alright game. I thought it was a little more than alright. It's not a must-have game for me for sure, but I enjoyed playing it. I think Plink and I had fun. I think Lady A and I will have fun. If we hopefully can ever get together on that, and anybody else, I think it will be fun. And playing with other people might be the thing that would get me to buy this game. To be honest with you, because if my friends are playing it and it's yeah, if that's a thing, then I could get with it, like, for real. So you got something on, what is this? The day before? I think I know this game that
Absolutely.
you're talking about. This is, before we switch over to it, right? This is the, and tell me if I'm wrong. This is the game that is what the Division should have been, right?
Yes, it feels like it's going back to the roots of what was shown to us of the Division early on,
Mm-hmm.
and it really looks like something that it's a must play. Because matter of fact, let me get that down.
Dude, I told you that game was going to be delayed, but again, you don't want to listen. Um, can you find some gameplay of that game? This game, look, if
I
you
have
haven't,
it
if
already. I already
okay,
have it.
cool. If you guys haven't seen this game looks amazing. I am a little nervous about it because of the way the Division presented itself. And this, I'm telling you, if you go back to watching those early videos before the Division came out, this game is going to remind you of that, and but maybe even a little bit better. Um, here we go. Can you make it full picture?
Welcome to the short gameplay demonstration trailer for The Day Before, an upcoming open-world multiplayer survival game. The Day Before features a huge, stunningly detailed post-apocalyptic world destroyed by a terrible virus.
I'm running out of fuel.
Great, man. Awesome.
We'll look around here, I guess.
Shall we split up?
Yep.
I'll find out what's in the skyscraper.
Okay, and I'll look around here. Let's see what we have here. All right. I have found a great cowboy hat. Tell her everything's all right. And there aren't any more guns in the valley.
Easy, cowboy.
Listen up. This is Woodbury Survivor Colony speaking. If you can hear this message, it means that we have opened our doors for new survivors. We can give you food and shelter and ensure your safety. Here are the coordinates.
Did you hear that?
Yep, I got a message too.
Great. Maybe I can sell my junk there and get myself a better rifle.
Let's find some fuel and go.
In the Survivor Colony, you can sell and buy any items, as well as cooperate with other players.
I don't think they're copying The Division. But it is, I would call it the spiritual successor to The Division for sure.
In The Day Before, you can enter abandoned buildings and take whatever you want.
You're not a part of an organization like in The Division.
Because not all players are friendly.
Let's pick up some supplies and get out of here.
Let's check it out. Oh, shit.
No, you do. You love your cowboy hat.
The things are about to get heated.
Over here.
What's up, Evan?
Hey, Evan.
So if you want to liken this to The Division, then imagine The Division, but you're not a part of an organization,
There's too many of them.
and you're always in the dark zone.
Okay, I'm running toward you.
The snowstorm is starting right now, and the
With
temperature is
zombies.
falling fast.
With the zombies, that's right.
Remember that when you shoot and make unnecessary noise, it can attract unwanted guests even more terrifying than other players. The world of The Day Before is teeming with hungry hordes of bloodthirsty infected, ready to tear you to pieces.
Good, Evan. Good. How are you, bro?
Phew, that was close. You should have seen this shit.
It seems he dodged a bullet. Now he's crafting a bandage so he doesn't die from bleeding.
Hey, are you
This
upstairs
reminds
already?
me of Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah,
At least
I
the
don't know
looting
about
system.
that. Escape from Tarkov is hard. That game is hardcore for sure.
Oh, come on, Lady A.
Where are you?
Really? Because this would be a good one. I think this. I'm not trying to hype anybody up or even get hyped up on it myself, because this look at it is very scripted, and that leads to a lot of problems. But it looks good.
And there's his friend that he was looking for, the person he was just talking to on the radio.
The Day Before, coming soon.
Pretty much, Evil.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, they do. They put a lot of, and anybody can tell you I'm not into the whole zombie thing, right? Like that is not. I think zombies are overused, but this game looks like it could be a lot of fun. Now, the problem is if you were in either the beta of the Division or the very, very early days of the Division, again, it was a very different game than it is now. As far as when you went into the Dark Zone, it wasn't about trolling other people like the Dark Zone is now, right? You came up on another group of people in the Dark Zone, and there was a moment where everybody thought about, are we about to have a shootout, or are we just going to walk on by? And I really enjoyed that. That made that game, that made the Dark Zone so much fun. Like, I can't even express to you how much fun I had in the early days of the Division when the Dark Zone wasn't about trolling, because we would go into the Dark Zone looking for that special loot and come up on another group, guns up, everybody's ready to throw down, but everybody's like, hey, it's just, we're going this way, you're going that way, we don't need this fight, let's just go on about our business. And that's what they did. Now anybody that sees you just wants to have an instant shootout, and that's kind of a waste to me, but like a waste of what the Dark Zone feels like it was meant to be. And I'm curious about this game. Like, is that the way? I think in the beginning it's probably going to start off the same way, whereas everybody's going to have like that kind of hesitant respect for one another. But in the end, it's probably just going to be a place where once people get really strong,
Their builds, yeah,
they're just going to troll other people, thinking that they're the strongest in the game. So, but the game looks good. I'm interested in it. Hopefully there will be some kind of a test or demo or something that we can get into, because I would love to check that game out. It looks like it would be interesting, to say the least, at the very least. For sure.
yeah. I'm worried about the same thing. Is people gonna play it like they play, and worse than Call of Duty? Because the thing with the Division and the Dark Zone is people's builds. When people are early on and they know that they don't have the builds to fight, they don't want to fight. But once they find out that they have a superior build to most, then the game changes.
And that's unfortunate, because those early days where I just remember thinking back on it now, I remember walking up on other groups and your heart drops. Your heart sinks for a little bit, for a moment. What's about to happen? What are we about to do? Is this a fight? Is this fight going to draw in a bunch of NPCs? And then so this game, and that might help. Like, depending on how strong they make the zombies, if the zombies are super strong, and do you want to make that noise that's going to draw in a bunch of zombies, and then you're fighting a group while a horde of zombies is coming up to your rear? So now you're having to fight on two fronts. So I'm curious. Yeah, pretty much. And that's the problem. It just became where you saw it on YouTube. A bunch of people were just trolling low level people. And that's a problem. Like, that's something I don't really understand. Like, it may get you laughs on YouTube or whatever, but how many people are you making not want to play that game, or in the case of the Division, not want to play in the Dark Zone where you're very much enjoying yourself, but now you're making a bunch of everybody not want to play in the dark zone, and so now you're not having the fun that you were having because nobody goes in there. It seems like a foolish thing to me. Oh my goodness, I stopped watching The Walking Dead a long time ago. Just started getting ridiculous for me. I don't know. Oh, Battlefield 6. Yes, let's see this.
Don't hear about it. Every single one's got a story to tell. Everyone knows about it.
Unfortunately, Lewis always misses it.
No, Evil is waiting for this game.
No, but Lewis is a big Battlefield guy, and he always misses it. Oh, new drones.
Oh, just saw what Evil's going to be doing in the game. Running people over with tanks. So, are they saying you get to build tanks the way you want to build them out?
I think that you can mod them. You know, the way that you have Gunsmith and you do different things, you can pick up metal plates.
All the words are gonna bleed from me, and I will sing no more. Coming from my blood.
Yeah, if it's anything like
Call of
Duty. Actually, that was one of the stories I skipped. Activision announced this week that that if you have a base PS4, you can't even fit Call of Duty now. It's too big for if you have a 500 gig. If you only have 500 gigs of storage, you can't even fit Call of Duty now. Now that they released the season 2. All right, you have a good night too, Jay. Appreciate you stopping by, bro.
All right, J-Law.
Get with me this week.
On the new home.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's busy moving. Oh, he meant Call of Duty anyways. But yeah, it's huge. So yeah, if you're playing Call of Duty on a system that only has 500 gigs of storage, Call of Duty is now too big to fit on your system. Right, that game, I'm impressed, like really impressed with. It's not so it's I want to say it's a bit more than like 400 gigs or something. But the problem is as you do the updates, the update adds to it and then takes away. So you can't add the update because it gets too big. Then you can't fit anymore, even though it's going to take away some stuff that will make it smaller again. But yeah, crazy. But yeah, wow. We are like an hour and a half over time, almost an hour and 45 minutes actually. But I did want to get in that discussion about for sure the Outriders, and I'm glad you brought up not Call of Duty, Battlefield 6, as well as
Sacrilege.
what is it?
Battlefield Call of Duty.
What is it? Not Days Gone. What is it called?
The day before?
The Day Before. Thank you. Keep getting it mixed up with that in that movie, The Day After or something, whatever. Thank you, Lady A. I hope you enjoyed the show. And again, let me apologize one more time for missing our gaming session. Again, I hope we can do it at some other point. If not that, maybe the Division 2 or something. Although, no, that's not going to work either because I don't have the DLC that you guys play. But something. Well, we need to play something. So, do you have anything else, Geek?
Plank, make sure that those games that you're talking about, you put those in the comments so we can have something prepared for you guys next week. And that actually goes for anyone. If anyone has topics that they'd like for us to discuss, we're open to it.
Yeah, please put them in the comments. Let us know. We want to bring you what you want to see. Before we do go, I want to let you guys know that here on the YouTube channel, Plank has his new show. Unfortunately, due to copyright, we had to pull the first episode, but his new cooking show, he's called He's Got a Knife, where he's going to be showing you how to cook some and prepare some pretty awesome meals like yogurt. That's what the first Geek was like, why yogurt? And where did the clarified butter come from?
How do you put those two together?
I was like, he said in the beginning of the episode, the two things he was going to be making was yogurt and clarified butter. But no, people ask him, actually I see in Discord, people ask him a lot how he prepares certain foods or whatever that they normally buy in the store. He asks how they prepare it themselves. So yeah, be sure to look out for that. Hopefully the new episode will be up this week. I'm hoping, but depends on how he feels. And no rush or anything. No, not pushing you for anything. But yeah, I thought it was interesting too. Like, Plank doesn't even like to cut things. Like, fun fact: years ago, I worked as Plank's assistant manager at Taco Bell, and he used to always, on a daily basis, every time I came in, make me chop the parsley. Not parsley, cilantro. That's what it was. So I didn't think he liked chopping things, but apparently he does because he said he has much better knife skills than me. Yeah, sure. Right, so thank you, Evil. I'm glad you stopped by. I know it's late where you are, bro. So always glad that you stopped by. We are definitely going to try and figure out something for that. Like who? Shout out who is even interested in 6 Battlefield 6. I know I am.
I definitely am.
So maybe we can put together a team, go in there and cause some trouble. Maybe for the day before. Maybe we can get up there. Maybe we'll get in there, post some videos, show Lady A that it might be something she could be interested in. She'll join us on that. But yeah, hopefully this year is going to ramp up as far as games go, because we are definitely lacking in games right now. But we're pushing for that second quarter, pushing into that second quarter right now. So again, maybe it'll start to ramp up. Maybe once Sony gets their and also we're gonna need, where is everybody gonna have it? Like, this is gonna be a PC thing, because we are all over the place with consoles right now, but everybody has a PC. So
And if you guys could hit the like button, that would help us get out into the YouTube algorithm more. If you're not subscribed, we'd love to have you.
here, scrolling across the screen now, is all the places where you can hook up with Geek Master. If you should ever want to play with this dude, just know that he might be, like, if it's on console, he might be loading in a minute or two behind you, because
Really, you're
we had
really
to
gonna
go
take
there.
the time
We had to go
to take
there.
shots at me?
Yeah, we had to go there. No, but seriously, there's all the places where you can find him. So on the Xbox, he's GKMSTR space NYC. On PlayStation, Twitch, Steam, and Discord, he's GKMSTR. And on Uplay, he's Geekmaster NYC, spelled out, no spaces. And you know you can find me on the PlayStation, Steam, and Twitch at Falchion757. On the Xbox, I'm Falchion GSA with a space. And of course, right here on Borderless Gaming GSA.
Oh, thanks, Evil.
Appreciate that, Evil. Also, both Plank and Evil, I appreciate you guys carrying our YouTube channel on both your Discords. I don't know if I told you that, Geek. But
Oh, I didn't
they
even
both,
know that.
yeah, they both do carry our YouTube channels on their Discord. So every time we go live and anything we post to YouTube goes up on their channels. So thank you guys. I really appreciate that. I always forget to thank you for that. So if you don't have anything else, Geek.
Nope. I'm
Yeah.
getting topics together for next week. We gotta show Lady A some gameplay of the day before without the zombies, so we can get her in, and then she can figure out the zombie things later.
Sounds good to me.
I always gotta trick Lady A, like getting BA Baracus on a airplane. I'm showing my age, people. That's a A-Team reference for those of you who don't know.
Yeah, it's probably just us. But anyways, thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate you. And until next time, for Geek, this has been Fauci, and you know me. I'm Ghost. 2 fingers is peace. Later.
Good night,
As
all.
Lady A laughs us out.
Lady A, you laughing at me?